Hey, this is the Big Hardcore Gamer, and as you know, I've been playing the demo for the First Berserker Khazan. I've definitely got some things to say about this game, so this video is going to be my first impressions. Please watch until the end of the video, hit the like button, share and subscribe if you're new. Right, let's get into it. So, first of all, I want to say that I love this game. If you watch my live stream, you might be confused because the game was kicking my ass, but that was because I was playing it wrong. Funnily enough, I only realized this when I started writing the first impressions and was looking back through captured footage. When I realized, where I was going wrong, I loaded the game up again and was able to beat the final boss on the PS5 version. Then I loaded up the game on Steam and was able to complete the demo in half the time and capture, footage for this video, but I'll get into that later. The First Berserker Khazan is a Souls-like set in the DNF universe that will be releasing in March. And one of the things I like is that it actually has a story. And I don't mean a story that you have to go and search for and, read loads of text to find out. It actually has a story that is trying to guide you through, and I love that. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I'm currently playing Elden Ring, and I wish it had this. You play as Khazan, a warrior that has been accused of treason and has been tortured and exiled. At the start of the demo, Khazan is being transferred to what I'm assuming is a prison when he's possessed by a ghost that's been looking for a body to take a physical form. And that's where the journey begins. The demo covers the first 2 chapters of the game, with Khazan taking on 3 trials in the second chapter before finally fighting the ghost that is trying to take control of his body. You get more backstory from the notes that you find around the game, from soldiers, and also from the spirits you fight during the 3 trials. The trials are the game's way of opening up new weapon types for you. And by completing them, you'll get a great sword, spear, and a stronger dual-wielded sword and axe. I love this because it actually kept me invested in the story, and you also have the ghost telling you how it's going to take control of you and you just need to surrender, which I found entertaining. The combat feels great and very fluid. I had issues with it during the live stream, but like I said, I was playing the game wrong. You see, in the First Berserker, every action you do takes up stamina when you attack, dodge, or even block. So I was running out of stamina a lot and couldn't do anything. This was an issue earlier in the demo, but when I got to the boss at the end, it resulted in hours of retries. I was playing the game like I play Elden Ring, which isn't as harsh on the stamina as this. What I needed to do was play the game like I play Lies of P. The combat in this game favors parrying a lot more than dodging. Achieving a perfect parry depletes the enemy's stamina bar. When their stamina runs out, you're able to perform a brutal attack. This is done by pressing the B button on the Xbox controller or circle on the PlayStation controller, and not the light or heavy attack button, which is what I was doing. Brutal attacks are basically the punish attacks that you find in other Souls games, and it can also be achieved by sneaking up behind an enemy. The parrying is also very precise. It's not a generous parry or a parry that feels off and inaccurate. The timing matches the animations, so if you try to block too early or late, you'll be punished by taking some damage. I struggled with it during my first playthrough, but at the timings locked down on the second playthrough. You can also parry arrows and other projectiles. There are some occasions where you really do need to dodge roll because the enemy's follow-up attack can be too risky to attempt to parry. When you pull off a perfect dodge, you'll see a faint image of Khazan where the enemy missed him, just like in Black Myth Wukong. I mentioned the different weapon classes available in the demo and the trials to get them. Completing each weapon trial will also unlock the skill tree for that weapon type. Things like increasing the speed of an attack, or adding extra attacks to a combo, or reducing the damage taken when guarding. You can also upgrade Khazan's abilities like adding a counter attack to the parry and healing when performing a brutal attack from the front. I love this. I also love what they've done with the armor. You'll find different armor pieces which will increase things like defense, and variations of weapons that will increase damage. But when you equip multiple items from an armor set, you'll get different boosts like improved stamina regeneration and damage against beasts. So you'll actually have to decide if you want to use for stronger armor pieces sometimes, or equip multiple items from a specific set to get different benefits. They're also a lot more forgiving with the soul system, or lacrima as they're called in this game. When you die because of a normal enemy, it's pretty much the same as any other Souls game. You go back to the same place where you died and you walk into it to collect it. When you die in a boss battle, it's a little different. Instead of having to take on the boss fight again just to collect your souls, when you respawn, the souls are just outside of the boss area, and they place it far enough outside the area so that you don't, you can't even accidentally walk into the boss area once it's been collected if you don't want to. You can collect them and go back to the campsite and upgrade. Also, you will earn more souls during the boss fight, even if you don't beat the boss fight. The amount you earn seems to depend on how far into the fight you get, and also how flashy you are with the combat. So when I kept dying during the final boss fight, before I realized I needed to parry, I was accumulating a lot of souls and was able to upgrade a lot more, before I finally beat the boss. I'm not sure if any other Souls-likes do this, but I loved it. Graphically, the game looks great. Like I mentioned earlier, the game has an anime art style, and the performance was mostly smooth. I say mostly because there were a couple of occasions on the PS5 version where the frame rate dropped on the base PS5. The PC version ran smoothly on my PC with no frame drops or any other issues. The only negative I have is that when performing the counter attacks that you can add onto the parry, it didn't always work. And this is when you press either the heavy attack button or the brutal attack button after a perfect parry. This could be that I just wasn't quick enough, but to me it didn't feel as responsive as the perfect parry. Apart from this, I can't see any other issues with the game. This is definitely going to be a day one for me, and I've joined the Khazan creator program, so you can expect some more videos and streams when it launches on the 27th of March. I actually want the deluxe edition so that I can play the game a few days early, but we'll see what happens. If you're into Souls-likes, I definitely recommend checking this one out. The demo is available on PC through Steam, PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. The progress also transfers over to the full game, so it's definitely worth checking out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, share it, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and check out some other content. You can also find me on Twitter, TikTok and Blue Sky. Thanks for watching.